There are moments in our lives when everything we think is real and solid falls apart, or in my case, explodes into a million pieces. And sometimes when the life you thought you would have or had for a long time is ripped from you and you're left with nothing, the only way forward is to rebuild from scratch. This happened to me starting about 10 years ago. The crash, the faceplant, and the courage and the energy it took to get back up again. And my journey, not just back to myself, but my journey to the me I've always wanted to be. That's what I'm hoping to share with you on this channel, A Writer's Life. And I'm doing it with the hope it might inspire one or two of you to do the same, or simply to let you know you're not alone. Hi, I'm Diane Hatz, and welcome to A Writer's Life. If you're new here, this is a channel about rebuilding your life, finding yourself again, and creating a new path, especially in midlife. I do it through fiction writing and indie publishing, so I talk about that a bit here also. If you've been watching me for a while, thank you so much for staying with me through the shifts and the different iterations. I'm still rebuilding my life and I'm going through my own personal transformation. So I'm sure there will be further tweaks and refinements, but I feel like I'm coming into my own in my own life and with this channel. So around 2015, 2017, everything started to fall apart. I was in the midst of the world's worst perimenopause, which you will hear me talk about because I never want another woman to go through what I went through. No one ever told me what it could be like. I went to countless doctors and healers. No one ever mentioned my problems might be because my body was changing, that my hormones were fluctuating. I'm not joking. It got so bad, I was researching psych wards to commit myself to. So, side note, if you're in your mid 30s to your early 50s, and it can be as late as your 50s, and you find that you've changed, like your mental state has changed, and you're feeling depressed, angry, lethargic, you cry, you scream, you don't sleep, and you just want to give up, please get your hormones checked as soon as you can. You might be in perimenopause, and there are things you can do to help you get through it all. There are a ton of YouTube videos about it now, so just do some searching. On top of that, a 25-year grant I had for the work that I did in nonprofit food advocacy ended abruptly. My license to put on TEDx Manhattan was also abruptly and with no reason retired, so I was lost. I treated my career as basically my life. I didn't have children, so I put everything into my work. I was treated horribly by the people at the organization I worked at. It was so unprofessional. I was gaslighted. I was just downright lied to. So I couldn't do anything to try to fix what might have gone wrong. I didn't realize at the time that a lot of women can't tolerate alcohol when the hormones start fluctuating, so I was headed into a serious drinking problem on top of everything. I was depressed. I felt I had no one in my life. I'd isolated and pushed everyone away, and I was ready to give up. And I mean really give up. When you fall flat on your face, you have a couple choices, two of them being to stay face down in the mud, and the second is to figure out how to get back up. I chose the latter. I realized that no doctor, no healer, or no teacher, or anyone for that matter, was going to save me, and that I had to take things into my own hands. So I searched everywhere I could. I read any self-help book I could get my hands on. I have done Tony Robbins. I did Landmark for a while. I became obsessed with Tibetan Buddhism and literally chased the Dalai Lama around the world. I attended Esther Hicks events. I did a couple decades of talk therapy. I did EMDR, Rothing, cranial sacral, and polarity therapies, antidepressants, and most recently have been doing plant medicine. And I'm sure there are a lot more things that I'm not thinking of right now. During all of this, writing was there, but I didn't get capital S serious about it until a few years ago. It was 2022 when I republished a book I'd written in the 1990s and have since created a series from it. And I've published two more novels. The fourth hopefully will be coming out in spring or summer of 2026. So once I did, I found that my fiction writing was semi-autobiographical. There are spirit guides being separated from humans, blood vessel explosions, evil billionaires, and a lot of fiction in my work, but it's based on my personal transformation and self-discovery and really my searching. It's just done in a satirical, surreal, out there kind of way. And a writer's life has come out of all that. This channel isn't about quick fixes or the latest trend. It's about what it means to build a life through honesty, authenticity, and creativity. It's about the process of writing and publishing in midlife and the themes that run through my books, which are reinvention, self-discovery, and finding the courage to step into a new life. I'm still figuring out if people will be interested in both personal transformation stories and also videos on being an indie author, like publishing and marketing. I don't have the bandwidth to have two separate channels. So I'm still sorting that all out and giving myself the grace of the next year to see where your interests and my interests lie. So if you're navigating change, if you've lost something big, and you don't know what comes next, or if you're trying to reconnect to your voice, your inner voice, this is a space for you. If writing feels like a way back to yourself, or if you're exploring indie publishing as part of starting over, I hope I can be of some help. Again, welcome to a writer's life, and I hope to see you next time. Thank you. Until then, be well. Thanks.